All right. All right. Let's do it. Hello, good people, and welcome to Reasons to Win. Oh, what's so funny?
Nothing.
Can I say hello, good people?
Nope.
What? I got boogie in my nose?
No.
Go ahead.
Can I do me?
Go ahead. We're not even laughing at you about anything you just said. You missed it.
Hello, good people, and welcome to Reasons to Talk, brought to you by Reasons to Win and Center Triad Church, where we transform lives.
Produce believers
And
impact the world.
good job, babe. Good. What a way to get up on that. All right. Anyway, thank y'all for joining us today. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I don't care you ain't seen this video yet. Go ahead and bless that like button also and comment about co-parenting. That's what we're talking about today. And this is my lovely wife, Candace Beeman, Pastor Candace Beeman, and I'm Pastor Chester Beeman, Central Triad Church. And we have a great guest for y'all today. Want to introduce her?
Yes. And this is Tanya Purdie.
Hello.
Welcome.
Who is she?
She is your wonderful ex-wife.
Ah, yes, this is my ex-wife, Tanya Purdie. I know y'all like, why she's up there? People don't know. The crazy part is I talked to so many people. Tanya talked to so many people. Candace talked to so many people, and the issues they have with co-parenting. And not saying that we never had issues, is that we overcame them. And that's what we're going to be talking about today also. Not getting too in depth. We're going to wait for another series for that. But today we are going to talk about common co-parenting issues. Not saying that we got it all together, because we're still learning.
Kind of.
Yeah. Kind of. You're right.
Basically, we're like the goats of co-parenting.
Yeah. I
Only
don't want
thing
to
that can
be.
make this better is
I
money.
didn't want to, try to toot my own horn, but I just want to let y'all know this is something special. Our godmother for Ivy is Miss Tanya Purdie. Yes. And she had a great relationship with our kids, or well, her own kids, of course. But even Candace's child, Cameron, it was, yes, great relationship. And we just want to shed light on that, be more positive, because we see so much Facebook posting and stuff like that it kind of so negative. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel if you continue to go, right? Right. So we on this website called family.lovetoknow.com. I hope they okay with us using their content. But they have a article about dealing with common co-parenting issues. So we're going to talk about each issue, not reading the article, but go through the different issues. Then we're going to talk about how we handled the issue, or if there was ever an issue or anything like that. So the first one, and I'm going to let y'all jump in, is that the other parent dislikes you. I mean, Tanya didn't like Candace, and Candace didn't like Tanya. And yeah, so I'm going to let y'all talk about that.
And I'll go first, and I'll say it wasn't that I didn't like Candace in the beginning. It is very difficult to watch your children look at somebody else as a parent, or hear them, call her mom or something. Like the first time, boy, that thing sucked. Okay, like that was my first time meeting Candace, and it hurt so bad that I couldn't stay. I had to leave. I went to go cry or whatnot. And some grace for that for me was, people don't know this. A lot of people don't know this, but Zion is not Chester's biological daughter. Zion, she had a father named Brian. He passed away. And Zion has known Chester since she was a baby, though. Like, literally since she was born, Chester has been in her life. So Zion on her own started calling Chester dad. And I know Brian did not like it. Sure. Like, I know it bothered him. I know he didn't like it. But, he Zion was so young. That's just what she chose to call him. Nobody made her. Nobody forced her to do it. And
I think that's what sometimes the other parent think the other parent is forcing it on them. And I think when I had that conversation with Brian, we were sitting on the steps. I ain't gonna never forget. Real cool dude. And we just talked about Zion, and I let him know that I was not trying to replace him. That if she did want to call me dad, isn't that a good thing? And he had to answer yes. I said, because he looked at me as a father figure. And I said, I know you want to be more around stuff, because
he didn't live here.
Yeah,
we didn't live in the same city.
But he stayed. He was
a good dad.
Yeah, great dad. And I let him know that I talk good to Zion about him, you know.
And at the end of the day, I know who I married. And I know that even though we weren't together anymore, he wasn't going to have somebody horrible around my children. So I trusted Chester for sure in that sense. Like that's never ever been a question about who he was bringing around my children. Number two, I know Candace loves my children. And what more can you ask for? She can be out here being, you know, a bad influence, treating my children different than she treats her own children.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with a little twerk. I'm playing. But like, I like the fact that this was somebody that can be a mentor. This is somebody that my children can go talk to, especially as Zion started to get older and she might have needed another person to talk to outside of me. I trusted the fact that she was going to give her good advice. So it wasn't the fact that I never not liked her, but it definitely took some getting used to.
How about you, babe?
Yeah, I never disliked you because I feel like you were pretty upfront with me and you were just like, I'm never getting back with him, so you ain't gotta worry about that.
Ever. We were done.
Yeah, tell us about y'all first when y'all met each other. I can't remember. I think I left the room or something.
No, we had a conversation before we met.
Yeah.
So we took the children to Disney World.
Yeah.
As a family, and it wasn't the fact that me and Chester were going as a family, it was the fact that we had never taken our kids to Disney World. Now, be doggone if I was going to miss it, and I think he felt the same way. So we traveled together as a family. They had just started dating, and I'm sure Candace was uncomfortable with it because I would have been uncomfortable with it. But y'all, we argued at the trip. like we were done, and I really wanted her to be comfortable with that. It wasn't that we don't even do that anymore. We've gotten to the point where we can probably travel as a family together, but they were still pretty fresh. And I know, knew. Mm-hmm. And I just talked to her. I called her, or you called her.
Yeah.
You know, they were talking on the phone. I let her know this is not pleasurable. This is not fun for me. It was strictly for the children and not even us doing something for the children. We didn't want to miss out on something as big as Disney. So I let her know I don't want your man. Did that make you feel comfortable? It
did make me feel better. And then Chester did a great job of communicating with me as well throughout the trips.
And that was sticky. That was looking back now.
Yeah.
Looking back now, it was definitely both of our pride about who was going to take these kids to Disney World. But
and we already had planned it.
Right.
And everything like that.
I think it's
hard to say, hey kids, we're not going to Disney World.
Right.
You know?
So I thank you for that, because that was definitely I didn't look at it in the lens that I see things now and how that might would have made her feel. But y'all, it wasn't about her or him. It was about this boy is not taking these kids to Disney without me.
Right. I feel it.
And not even without me. But
you don't want the kids to be disappointed and miss out on something, and then you guys not and see how they enjoy it.
Do y'all want to tell them how y'all talk on the phone now? How we communicate?
Yeah, so we have a group chat and for texting, and so that way we can know everything that's happening. So that everyone knows everything.
And I suggest if if you trying to do this co-parenting thing, is to have a group text too. Then let the other person know that, hey, I'm talking to my ex, or I'm talking to, I'll tell at the beginning of our marriage. At the beginning of our marriage, I let her know every time I talk to Tanya. Now we don't really have to do that because we all comfortable with each other. But I suggest just don't jump into it but just let the communication is the big deal with.
And we might be getting off subject just a little bit, but y'all, this only works if you're not still sleeping together.
Absolutely. There is absolutely
nothing going on. We had cut that part of us off. When we broke up, we broke up. There was no going back. There was no back and forth. There was no still sleeping together. There was no inappropriate talking. Right. No inappropriate.
Strictly about the kids.
Strictly about the kids.
All we talk about was the kids.
Matter of fact, during that first transition period, it had to be. It wasn't even me and you like that. You know what I'm saying? If Chester needed some help with the kids in the beginning,
at the beginning
he had to find someone else. We couldn't lean on each other that in the beginning, because you got to get all that stuff away.
It's boundaries.
Boundaries.
You most definitely set your boundaries and understand your boundaries with all parties involved. So that helped, that we didn't have that any kind of ties like that too. So,
because it's not going to work as well as this is if y'all are still messing around.
And the only time we really, like, me and her getting some kind of disagreements about the kids, period. So
But we ain't got nothing else to talk about.
Because at first, when you marry, it's about each other, then the kids. But when y'all separated, it's about the kids when y'all dealing with each other. It's not about each other.
But it's not that easy to cut it off either.
No, it's
which
not.
is why
It
we
took
had
time.
we
took
had
time.
to set the boundaries of Chester with his family, the kids, and I'm Tanya with my family, the kids. Because I never forget, and we weren't even messing around, but nothing like that. But it's before y'all met, but your store got robbed, and I had to go over to your house, to watch your kids because he had to go to the store, and in that moment is when I realized, nope, we can't do this anymore because it was almost like we married again,
right,
and that was
house
probably the last time that we've done anything. We weren't sleeping together and we wasn't kissing, nothing like that. But I can see how easy it would be to fall back into that trap of playing marriage, when that's not really, that wasn't the goal. So that was probably our last time acting as a family in that way. I don't
people
care.
can fall into that. Just to let you know out there, if you don't dealing with co-parents, and watch your surroundings, because it ain't like you say, hey, I'm gonna go sleep with my ex-wife. Sometimes you put yourself in a situation. Sometimes you're in that situation, and then you fall in that trap, like Tanya said. Yeah.
And we didn't fall, but I can see how familiar.
Right. And people can one person might not feel that way, but then another person will feel a certain type of way because you did help out, and read the message the wrong way.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Now, this was before you back.
Yeah. I know.
But it still wasn't even nothing like that.
So the next one is you never agree with each other. Do you feel like there was like an issue with just never agreeing?
When I say never agree, not like all the time, but we had a lot of disagreements. It was like back to back, and they became a little overblown sometimes at the beginning of when me and Candace moved in together, about to get married and all that stuff. And then I feel like it was a lot of disagreement. But you said, what you think?
It would but on my part, I was probably being spiteful. Just because Chester got on my nerves. So I don't, because at the end of the day, we would always come to an agreement. I think I do have pride issues. I got pride issues. I do have pride issues. So a lot of that was like not letting Chester win or be right. Or sometime, and this is probably really it. Him correcting me in my parenting. I took offense to it instead of seeing it from his point of view, or like, who was he? Like, he don't always do, you know what I'm saying? So, I had to adjust. Mainly was I got saved for real. That was probably the main issue. At one point, I decided I was gonna live my life. Now, granted, it was fun, y'all. I had a good 2015, 2016. And none of that included Jesus, okay? None of it. And at this point, Chester and Candace were still fully heavy in the church. And I was not. I wasn't even going to church anymore. So I definitely think our lifestyles were starting to conflict. And maybe that was definitely some of it. But when I decided to get myself back together and start going back to church and really confessing salvation, everything changed.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have nothing to say. That's kind of hit the nail on the head. Gonna tell you, if you, especially if y'all both believe in God, both have a relationship with the Father, that's something we have to take in as a variable in your co-parenting relationship. At the end of the day, we all on the same team. We in the kingdom. So we do kingdom things differently. We don't attack. We don't call each other names. I think we had a conversation about that where we said, hey, let's not call each other names. We shouldn't even get to that point. If we get to that point, let's just stop talking. I think we did that with Byron too. We had a conversation with him because at the end of the day, co-parenting is about parenting, and it's okay to correct each other sometimes, but do it in a loving way. Make sure we I think one time I probably went too hard. I remember that one time, and you correct me times, or let me know, give me some knowledge on some of the stuff that the kids were doing, or that I didn't realize I was doing. Kids' mindset, like Eli, not knowing how to do certain things. Cause we do it for them all the time. We're like, hey, we need to let them do it themselves. I was like, dang on, you're right. Cause we can handicap the kids. But that's just an example that co-parenting, talking to each other, it's almost an advantage of paying attention to the kids. Cause if you have just two parents, not saying this is ideal, but if you have 3 parents or 4 parents, like
everybody gets a break.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. Everybody gets a break, and
parenting can be hard.
Kids get 2 Christmases.
But it's also good. So, like, if one parent doesn't catch something, another parent could catch it, or if they're acting out differently at one parent's house versus another.
But don't mean you go and say, "Hey, let's go to start a blended family."
Right.
Co-parents, but there are advantages too. Let's see, what else? Have y'all ever disagreed with each other?
Never.
Okay.
Nope.
She had to be the mediator for us for a little bit.
Mediator?
Mediator. What did I say?
A meteor.
Oh. Mediator for our conversation sometimes. And I think Tanya responds to Candace way better than she responds to me.
Because Candace don't get on my nerves. Me and Candace are not divorced.
Let's talk about the next one. You want to say it?
Your child says the co-parent is talking badly about you.
All right, so we didn't have that issue. But we can talk about it, how important it is. Anybody want to take on that?
Well, I know I don't talk bad about Byron or Tanya, because I still, I care about them, and I know the kids, love them, and I'm not going to be disrespectful.
Mess up
and
the
yeah,
kids' mind.
it's not about, even if I didn't like them, I still wouldn't talk badly about them, because I want the kids to have a positive mindset and know that, I care about them and the people in their lives. So yeah, you shouldn't talk badly about the other person that's caring for the child.
And although we don't always agree, I don't think there's really anything bad to talk bad about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can do something that I don't like for sure. But okay. It's nothing. It's never been nothing that's been that bad to where I feel like I got to dog this person out.
Right.
And just imagine what it does to the kid. Like, if you in that situation, and if you catch yourself, let's be honest with yourself when we have these conversations, be honest with yourself. Am I talking to my child badly about their mother or their father? And just imagine that child, what they have to process that, because they going to have to take that information and process it. And when I had a conversation with Byron, I had to assure him that I'm not trying to replace him. And I talked good about him to Cameron. I remember when Cameron came to me and said, because he was young, he was 3 years old when he did this. He said, "Can my last name be Beeman?" So I talked to Byron and let him assure him that, hey, I'm not trying to replace you. And so Cameron came to me and said, hey, I want my last name to be Beeman. And I told him, hey, your last name is Smith. Smith is a good name. It's a great name, because he's 3 years old. He don't understand that. So we tell him, hey, your dad's great. That's your last name. Stuff like that. And I think it's very helpful if the child has a great relationship with their biological father. I stand on that. I agree on that. And I understand everybody's situation different. If the father is not there, or if the father's there, man, y'all have a relationship. Y'all man up and talk to each other. And like me and Byron, we call each other. If she can't talk to him, I'd give her information about football. Or when they were younger, he couldn't be there for something. I took pictures and sent it to him, because I did flag football coaching. He couldn't be there all the time.
And then y'all went to a game together.
Took him to the Panthers game, and that was a great time. And I can see Cameron, like, Eli didn't really have that issue because that's not his father. But just to see us all together, Cameron's eyes open up.
Yeah, this is really going to freak y'all out, but we're to the point where me, Candace, Chester, and Byron have a group chat.
Yeah.
I also have somewhat of a relationship with Byron when it comes to these children. So if I know I'm going to Charlotte, which I kind of go often, I don't mind taking Cameron to go be with his dad.
You watch his kid.
Yeah, I watch Cameron. There's been plenty of times where they couldn't do it, so I had to go and meet up with Byron, and it's just never been an issue between the four of us.
Right. And the thing is, when you have that real conversation, that's when things change. I think that's what it changed for us, especially with Byron and with y'all relationship. Y'all got to have some kind of relationship. It is what it is. Them kids going to be in the house 18, 20, 21 years, right? And so on for it, because you're going to deal with weddings and all this stuff.
Grandkids. I'm not going to not be the kid.
Why not have a relationship
without the grandkids?
Right. Why not have a relationship? I ain't saying that we got to be all chummy and all this stuff, and it just
got to be able to communicate effectively and, show kindness to each other. Yeah.
Keep with the same goal. That's the kids. What's next? Oh, neglect the kids. All right. We don't have that problem at all. If anything, we argue about time. Like, hey, this is my day. Today is Wednesday.
We wouldn't even argue about time.
All right.
Not no more.
Before,
Yeah, not no more.
Nah, because I'm going to tell you, we enjoy our breaks. We do get our breaks. Me and Ken's got kids together, so we don't get that break there. But guess what? We have, because we have Tanya Purdie. So sometimes we need a date. She said, hey, let's bring the kids. She's off that day. She'll offer it. That's the crazy part. She will offer to hey, we got the kids today. And then she needs somebody, Eli with Zion. Hey, can you stay the kids?
It goes so far beyond us, because my sister as well.
Oh, yes.
My sister loves these kids too, and they love my niece.
She prayed for Ivy. We was done. And she said she prayed for her, and guess
they'll take my niece. Like the last time I had
the last
time I had Ivy as a 6-week-old. First of all, I offered to watch the kids. This nut says, "Oh, I think I got something to do." Y'all, Candace gave that kids up so quick. I'm sure for yes.
Yeah, you had something to do. Remember, I went out.
But you had something to do with the kids at Agape, I think. And Candace just had a day to herself. Like that's so important. To be by yourself without any children or husband. Yeah. Nothing against you, but just to be by yourself. Like, so man,
it was nice, especially for when you just had a baby.
Right.
Yeah.
My sister had Ivy. They would sleep together. I was almost jealous. That's my godchild. But my sister had Ivy half the time, if not most of the time. So it goes so far beyond just us four. And I haven't met Candace's siblings yet, but my children love them. I know it, so I don't have a problem with it, because I know, something was weird or something wasn't right. They love Candace's sister.
Aunt Jay
in the building.
Speaking of which, can you watch Kids Wednesday? I have a wedding thing to go to
at 3.
I ain't got nothing else to do.
2:00.
We got football.
Can we drop on 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd be done. Oh, they got football.
But they're not going to be.
We'll talk about it later. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right. Social media sharing. I guess this is a issue for some people.
You know why it's the issue? It's the issue because y'all are allowing y'all children to have social media too young. That's the issue.
That could be part of it.
I don't understand why 10, 9,
right.
8, 7, 6 have social media accounts.
Right.
That too.
Do y'all know what I come across on social media? Like straight pornography.
I'm going to tell you, if your kids got a TikTok, when they first turn that thing on, it's going to show stuff that until they get what you want. If you check your kids' TikTok, go just start scrolling through it. It'll show you what they've been watching. It will show you what they've been watching.
And I think we're pretty good across the board about, I think we said 16 for the kids to have TikToks. I think they're a little bit more mature. I ain't gonna lie. I go back and forth wanting my daughter to have social media, because I do feel like she's the only one that doesn't have it. But I know my child, and I know she's not mature enough for it. And she needs to focus on other things.
It's not really the age of maturity. We talked about that, like when we think they're mature, they got to show it. And she's showing little signs.
She's getting better.
Yeah, she's getting better.
She's getting better for sure. But
by the way, talk about TikTok. Go ahead and follow us. Thank you.
What is it though? What is it?
Reasons to Win. At Reasons to Win. We almost at 25,000 followers now. And
this is
we had our first million. We almost at 2 million for that video. It's at 1.7. Isn't that crazy? So check us out. And look, follow us on YouTube. We really need somebody to subscribe there, And, this is great content. I think it is for sharing with other people. Share with other people that's co-parenting. All right. We got some more.
This is our last one.
So with social media, they also talking about making sure I don't post nothing crazy about you. We see that. We see, like, say I go to Tanya and tell the whole world that we just had an argument.
I think that goes hand in hand with the other one about, not talking badly about the other parent.
Correct.
Like, nobody knows what goes on in our house. Me and Chester just had a recent disagreement as of like right now. Nobody knows about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he can have his feelings. I have my feelings because at this, I don't think we're going to agree on it.
Yeah,
so,
I don't think that we will.
You just gotta at this point, you just got but the world ain't going to hear about it.
But I'm not like the thing is, it's okay to have disagreement and don't hate the person,
right?
And don't get so mad that you can't stand it. That's not the whole point. And as long as you have that understanding that how to disagree is a good thing. Disagreement is not a bad thing. It's how you do it, how you discuss it. And I think this is the last one right here is ignoring your calls and texts.
So I don't know if you guys, if this is going to get wiped out, but before this started, Chester's phone was like going off, okay? And he just looked at it and put it down. Me and Candace laughed. Chester thought we was laughing at him. That's why we were laughing at your phone. Chester not answering the phone. I don't know what y'all. Thank God, thank God for Candace. Like, what are you going to be doing?
Let me explain. How my mind worked with dealing with the business. When I edit or do different things, it takes so much creative juice out of you. Because I know if I stop and do something else, I lose my frame of thought. I lose my time. I just lost my whole time with this whole video. I'm starting all over next time. So when I see it, I'm like, okay, I got to remember to text back. Or if I don't see it, I'm going to tell you. And plus, this phone is shot.
I bet you that's what he told me. Yeah, that's what he told me.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. So
get it fixed.
But I do try to contact you. Don't act like I don't contact neither one of y'all at all. Sometimes she texts me. She right in her office upstairs. She'll text me. Did you see my TikTok that I sent you? And no, I didn't.
It's not even just TikTok. So
I know that. I'm just
okay.
I'm just
you got the same problem, Candace. That makes you know what? That makes me feel better. Like I promise y'all, I hated Chester's job before this. He was in retail management. I absolutely hated that job for him. I
want you to see how many threads I have.
All of us do that. I hated Chester's job, but y'all, at least I could get Chester.
I'm still going.
At least you stopped. At least I could get Chester at that store.
I'm not doing it on purpose.
Thank God for Candace. Like,
so
y'all,
I'm not ignoring. They saying ignore it. I don't ignore it.
They didn't say it on purpose or not.
Yeah, it did.
Y'all, we had an emergency. I had to call Sleeping Beauty over here, Candace. I felt horrible. Chester just sleep. I know he was. Candace all breastfeeding and stuff. So, I don't know about that one, y'all. Somebody pray for him, because he needs a little help with that one.
There's always room for improvement.
Yeah, what did he say on the last podcast? I think you do a good job when you're available.
Producer, can you help me? No? Okay. I know your text messages too.
Yeah, she's staying out of this.
I don't.
Yeah. Here go Chester. I was supposed to get the kids, huh? All right. I'll be right back. All right.
You done that too.
Because he be stuck so... Chester, you done it more. Like, you live up the street. You done it more. Y'all, help. We're going to pray for Chester.
Prayers are always accepted.
All right. Thank y'all for joining Reasons to Talk.
Was there an answer to that?
About Reasons to Win.
I don't even think we gave an answer to the question. Like, room for improvement, y'all.
Yeah,
just try to be there.
Try to talk to each other. Try to communicate, because you don't want to make the other person feel like you don't want to talk to them at all. So that's not the case with me. So I don't want. It's not.
Yeah, I know it's not malicious.
Yeah, it's just when my mind is on something, it's on it. I just
Does that matter when your fingers are hanging off and you need Chester to come pick up the? I'm playing, y'all. I know it's not malicious.
Just give you a hard time. So.
This right here say respect the other person's time as you have them to respect yours.
What's that mean?
Anyway, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the segment. Thank you, Tanya, for being here. Thank you. We're gonna have her on a couple more times. I ain't gonna put a time limit on it, but I enjoyed you being on the show and enlightening, talking about having these discussions. If you have questions, go ahead and comment, and maybe we can use one of your comments as a subject to talk about. So you can answer like, how y'all deal with this, how you deal with that, because I know that we didn't cover everything. So if y'all want to do that. Share this, and we're going to have more content. That word kicked my butt. Content for you all.
Like you're saying context.
Every Monday. Stop. Every Monday at in the morning, we post these things, and y'all share. Anybody else got anything else to say? Y'all good?
Good.
Thank y'all.